Hi, I'm Aaron Sanders, and you're watching MediaPlex Live at 1. The body of Loretta Saunders was found Wednesday by the RCMP in the median off Route 2 along the Trans-Canada Highway west of Salisbury, New Brunswick. Before her remains were found, Halifax police said they were treating her disappearance as a homicide. Saunders' car was found 2,000 kilometers from where she was last seen, and roommates Blake Leggett, 25, and Victoria Henbury, 28, have been charged with theft of a motor vehicle. Almost 24 hours since her body was discovered, close to 2,500 people across Canada has joined Saunders' Facebook memorial page. After closing the turnout plant in Belgium and the season plant in Germany, H.J.'s Heinz Company has signed a letter of intent with Highbury Cano Corporation to acquire the Leamington facility. Highbury Cano will produce tomato juice using locally grown tomatoes. The juice will then be sold in Canadian markets. This deal could save up to 40% of the once 800 jobs at the plant. Heinz closed the 105-year-old building in the June of this year. In this edition of Music Blender, entertainment reporter Adam L. Baba gives us a closer look at the recent news in music.
Welcome to the third edition of Media Blender, providing news and views and information you can use here in Windsor, Essex. I'm Adam L. Baba, and I'm here today to give you the music news you need to be up to date, including the Brit Awards, Arts and Crafts' new tour lineup, and my personal Album of the Week recommendation. Before we dive into the news though, did you know that Canadians listen to the radio for an average of 5.5 hours per week? I don't know about you, but that sounds a little light for me. Let's take a look into what music is trending this week though. Sitting at the top of Canada's top 40 charts is Katy Perry's Dark Horse. Moving up to the second spot is A Great Big World's Say Something, featuring Christina Aguilera. And sitting at third is One Republic's Counting Stars. In terms of the Billboard Canadian Top 100 chart, the lineup is the same. It's nothing different to it. Now on to the news. The 2014 Brit Awards were last night. This year's saw performances from Katy Perry, Pharrell Williams, Bruno Mars, Nile Rodgers, the Arctic Monkeys, and even Beyonce. All great acts, all really great acts, but David Bowie ended up stealing the show and wasn't even there. He was named British Male Artist of the Year for his first album in a decade the next day. Arctic Monkeys added another surprise to the night, taking home 2 big trophies. They won Album of the Year for AM and Best British Group for the third time, making history. Quite the big deal. One Direction took home Global Success Prize for the second year running. Lorde was named Best International Female Artist, and after his amazing performance at the Super Bowl, Bruno Mars took home trophy for International Male Solo Artist of the Year. Arts and Crafts have recently announced the new lineup for this year's Field Trip Festival. Being the second year, this festival features a plethora of music, art, photography, technology, and even fashion. And this year's stages will be filled with Broken Social Scene, Interpol, The Kills, The Darcys, and many, many more. For more information and to see that full lineup, you can check out arts-crafts.ca. Now, the beginning of the year can sometimes be slow for big releases. So this week's album recommendation is one of my personal favorites. It was released last year and it's by the Darcys. It's titled Warring. It's a great Canadian album, great Canadian band, and I highly recommend it. You can even check them out at this year's festival. However, that is all the time we have for this edition of Media Blender. I hope that was some views and news that you can really use. To keep updated with us, follow us at SCC Media Blender. Until next time, I'm Adam Albaba.
Now on to weather. This afternoon, we can expect variable cloudiness with a high of minus 12 degrees Celsius. Tonight, we'll be clear with a high of minus 13. And Friday, we'll see variable cloudiness with a high of minus 8. Tonight, the Windsor Spitfires will take on the Barrie Colts at the WFCU Center. Barrie won the last matchup between the two teams back in December, 4-3. With both teams having locked up a playoff spot, both are still in the hunt to lock up home ice and a division title, and the puck will drop at 7:05 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aaron Sanders, and you've been watching MediaPlex Live at 1.